Get 'em, Jimmy, where Loshak at? The bottle's getting empty up the crack and we stacking chips, all of it's what I want. Plus money winners, that's what I'm on. You can say I'm gone. I prefer elevated public sports radio. Time to get educated, get produced. Leave the juice, letting loose with so much abuse that the bookies wanna call it truth. They getting slaughtered. Can't forget Jeff and low baggers in the chat. That's a lethal weapon 'cause we be pubbing.
All right, what's up, everyone? Welcome to Pub Sports Radio. My name is Peter Loshak. Today is Tuesday, October 3rd. We're going to have a short show today with just 4 MLB playoff games, but it's going to be fun as hell. We're going to be joined by Jose Bouquet and last-minute special guest Sharpie. Thank the Lord. Thank the Lord. Sharpie is going to be joining us on camera today to break down the 4 games. Now the show is going to be twice as good as I was anticipating that it would be, because this guy Sharpie, impressive freaking guy. I'm not gonna go nuts talking about how much I respect and love this guy, but I do. Just trust me. Very, very happy to have him on the show today. MLB playoffs are a different animal from the regular season. I usually take the MLB playoffs betting relatively lightly, mostly just do it for fun because it's a completely different animal. But people who have the time and inclination to look into each game and series very carefully can get significant edges. And I can't think of a single person I would rather have to do that with on camera, live, than Sharpie, with everyone in the comments section. Very, very excited for today's show. Shout out to everyone who is watching right now. Wait, I hope my internet is okay. Uh-oh, what happened? All right, internet should be all right. Let me just tweet this out. Jose Bouquet, why don't you drop in for a second and talk to me for a minute here. Jose Bouquet, how do you feel about the MLB playoffs in general? We're going to have Sharpie joining us. I think it's going to be great. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, of course. Sharpie's a great capper, and we love talking to
Put
Sharpie.
It mildly. To put it mildly.
Yes, exactly, to put it mildly. But I'm excited about it. It's going to be a fun time. Obviously, a lot of good games. Some pretty surprising series prices, like the Twins being favored over the Blue Jays, were pretty surprising, and it kind of felt like it was maybe an indication of what's to come. But who knows? We'll talk about it as we get into these games, and I'm excited to have this threesome we'll go on here.
You mean that you're surprised by the series price or the game price? Because I'll let you I'll tell you right now, I'm kind of leaning Minnesota in game 1.
Yeah, series price. Yeah, I was surprised to see that Minnesota was favored, and I'm right there with you, Pete. I like Minnesota as well.
In game 1. All right. Well, let me just tweet this out so we can get everyone that we need in the comment section helping us figure out what to do with all these games, and then we'll bring Sharpie in, and we're gonna have a hell of a good time here. Let me just post it. Okay. Make sure I posted the correct link.
Jacket looks great today, Pete. By the way.
Thank you. Yeah, it's kind of like an international, criminal jacket. I don't know. I don't have that many props, Jose Bouquet. I do the best with what I can. I think I get a ton of mileage out of the small amount of props that I do have. I friggin' had a basket full of sunglasses that I lost when I moved. I don't know what the hell happened to them. I'm really upset.
No, it ain't so.
Not only that, I'm just going to drop this right here. Somehow, maybe one of the movers stole it or something, because my Bob Gibson rookie card and Tom Seaver second-year card are both missing. So, did you know I bought a Bob Gibson rookie card when I was like 13 years old at a baseball card show for like $20, and I looked at it, and I was savvy enough at the time to be like, Bob Gibson rookie card, $20? That I got 20. I'll just do it and see what happens. And yeah. My most prized possession, I had a Bob Gibson rookie card that I bought when I was like 12 years old for $20. At the moment, I can't find it. I think it's gone, Jose Bouquet. But that's all right. You roll with life's blows, don't you, Jose Bouquet? That's at least in theory.
Yeah, at least you're not underwater, Pete.
Exactly. At least you have life. You can't buy life. You at the end of the day, you can't trade a Bob Gibson rookie card for life, and so you should be most thankful for that. And you also should be most thankful for the people you know in life, the guests you have on your betting shows, if you are in a betting show. And I am extremely thankful to be welcoming. Is he backstage, Jose Bouquet? I didn't mean to jump the gun there. Oh, he is? All right. I'm extraordinarily happy and thankful that he will be joining us on today's show. Everyone, please welcome. I don't even know how to intro him. Sharpie, baby. Sharpie, baby. Sharpie, baby.
Man, appreciate you for letting me come on, bro. I mean,
Oh,
this
hell
is
yeah. This is
technically
going to
the
be
first
fun as
time
hell.
we get to talk baseball together, you know, and this is gonna be a rock. This is a.
Yeah.
I take it serious. Yeah, I take this shit serious.
It's
I don't
serious
bet
too.
small in the playoffs, so let's have some fun.
Exactly. To anyone new first-time viewers who are like, what's this? Yeah, shit. These people sound like fucking idiots. Yeah, we must be doing it for a reason. We might be doing it for a reason. Keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. You know what I'm saying? All the sharp guys are like, how do we fool the books into not realizing that we're sharp? In the meantime, they're all walking around like annoying nerds, but they can see them a mile away. But you got me and Sharpie here on camera going, no one's gonna limit us, right? Hell yeah.
No, they look at us and they're like, "Oh, leave these guys alone. Something's wrong with them. Something's wrong with these guys."
Like Billy Hoy, we must be doing it for a reason, or we might be doing it for a reason. We might also just be deluding ourselves. But I'm very happy. I'm almost certain we're going to have a great show. Just very quickly, Sharpie, of course, you have your fucking system for regular season down pat, but as you well know, the postseason in MLB, and all sports is a different animal, but especially in MLB, the starting pitchers will get yanked much more quickly. There will be unexpected strategies that the manager will employ. How do you feel about MLB postseason betting in general? Just 5 seconds.
I've just learned really quickly. You've got to trust managers. It goes back to like the NFL. Trust the fucking coaches, and you bank on them coaches and what they've done in the past. You've got to go off what these guys have done in the past. If you ain't seen it, then you got to kind of just let it go because you don't know what that manager is going to do.
Oh, hell yeah. Yeah. Oh, let's get into this. You ready? You ready, Sharpie and Jose?
Yep.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Okay. Jose must be doing his thing for a reason. Also,
just woke up, bro. We wake up at like 4, fucking start going. Jose's like, God damn, we got a show.
Yeah,
I don't drink coffee. I'm not there yet. I don't have these energy boosts that you guys do.
I'm on the second pot.
There you go.
Exactly.
That makes sense.
To anyone out there who's like, is Loshak all yayed up? The answer to that is no, but I probably overdo it on coffee every day, and especially every show, for real. I mean, that shit does kind of work. All right, Jose Bouquet, let's and Sharpie. Let's start with Texas, Tampa Bay, Montgomery, Glasnow. Now, Texas, of course, was expecting better, and the late season collapse means they have to play this series, travel to Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay, of course, they know how to get results in the regular season, long term, and in the postseason. Montgomery, his last 4 starts were obviously great. Glasnow, I'm not 100% sure what to make of him during the regular season. Of course, I was usually betting on him or passing. Last start of the year was great, but the 3 before that were crappy, kind of gave up runs, but maybe we give him a pass for all 3 of those appearances. The line is a little bit steep here. Tampa Bay minus 147, around minus 150 or so. I would give the Rays in general a significant bullpen advantage, despite the fact that the season-long bullpen numbers are. Texas has a great bullpen as far as the season-long numbers are concerned. But if you look at recent results, the second half, last 30 days, all that, the Rays really improved with their bullpen, recently in the second half, last 30 days, and I would rate them, right now, maybe, top 3, if not number 1 overall, neck and neck with Milwaukee for the best bullpen currently in baseball. Glasnow, he's had some ups and downs in his career, and his overall record in the postseason is not good. I'm sure you're aware of that, Sharpie. Glasnow has just not been good in the postseason in his career. Now, maybe we throw that out as well. I'm looking at this. I have not bet this. My lean would be to the under in some way, maybe first 5, maybe full game. On the side, I don't know. I don't want to bet against Tampa Bay, but the line just looks too big. I guess with the free play, I'd take Texas. Right now, before I hear what you have to say, if you gave me a free play on the game, I guess I'd chuck it on the under 7.5. Let's start with you, Jose Bouquet. What do you think about this one?
Yeah, I go back and forth. Obviously, everyone knows me as a prime Rangers hater because I thought they wouldn't make the playoffs. They sneak in the back door. Very funny that they lost the division in the last game as well. So pretty crazy as well that they have to play in Seattle. They lose that game. They have a depressing cross-country flight from Seattle to Tampa Bay as well. So at least Jordan Montgomery's on the bump, who Everyone saw my reaction when they traded for him. I was really disappointed because I knew that he would be a difference maker kind of guy, and he has been. He's probably been their best pitcher in the second half. His last 4 games have been great. 6 innings, 5 hits, 1 earned run at Seattle. 7 innings, 5 hits shut against Seattle at home. 7 innings, 5 hits, 1 earned run against the Red Sox. 7 innings, 4 hits shut against the Blue Jays as well. So those last 4 starts have been great. He's only faced Tampa Bay once in the last couple of years, and that was when he was with New York. It was last year. 6 innings, 9 hits, 4 earned runs, 2 home runs there. He's 4-4 against Tampa Bay because obviously he's a Yankee and you saw him a bunch, but only saw him once in the last year. So I thought that was very interesting. And market wise, people loving the Rangers here. Maybe it's the big plus money price. I kind of lean that way as well, but only 33% of the bets are on the Rangers, but 73% of the money are on the Rangers there. And totals wise, 59% of the bets and 41% of the money on the over. So slightly bigger bets on the under in this game, which makes sense to me. Postseason baseball usually leads to unders, obviously, but I was back and forth on the Rangers all day, honestly. I don't think I'm going to move on them. Maybe I'm being a little safe, but I lean Rangers here. And I'll say Marcus Semien, I expect him to have a nice day. He has great numbers against Tyler Glass now. 9 at-bats, 4 hits, 2 home runs, a triple, and a double. So if I had gun to head, give me the Rangers, but I'm not moving on the game.
All right. Well, it's interesting. Before we hear what Sharpie has to say, a lot of people in the comment section liking the over. Real American liking the first 5 over. Nate Dogg 420 leans over 7.5. Who else? Let's see. Some other. Everyone I've seen is leaning over here. Which full year maybe I would understand. Just I have to think we're going to get the best of both of the starters, and then the bullpens come in. Thank the Lord. Thank the Lord. We have the one person I would like to ask personally about this game. Sharpie, what do you think here? I would be leaning under. The line seems a little bit big. What are we going to get from Glass now? Is the Rays superiority when it matters going to show up here? What do you think, Sharpie?
I think I started off when you first asked the first question, what do you think about playoff baseball? And can you have 2 better managers than fucking Bruce Bochy and Kevin Cash? I don't think you can, guys. So, I mean, you've got great managers going in. And like you said, Jordan Montgomery faced them a little over a year ago as a Yankee. I wouldn't bet him as a Yankee because Boone's a jackass. Once he got sent over to St. Louis, made money off of him. Once he got sent over to Texas, made more money off of him. Texas changed him. They changed his pitch mix. They took out his fucking sinker. He's no longer a sinker baller. He's throwing his 4-seam a lot more. They're making him throw his curveball 25% compared to his changeup 25%. When he was on St. Louis, he was 62% fastball. He's 50% fastball, 50% breaking ball now, and you're getting 2 different breaking balls. Jordan Montgomery's a different guy since he's gone over to Texas, since Heim has been catching him. So I want to back him. And I'm getting a great number on his K-prop because of past history. I talk about it all the time. They take in past history. He had 2 strikeouts in that 6 innings. You have a bunch of 3 at-bats and 0 strikeouts. Okay, that ain't the same Jordan Montgomery no more. I've got 4.5 strikeouts on Jordan Montgomery at plus 125. Nah. I talk about level of competition all the time. Tampa Bay, their numbers over. If you're going to look at the numbers, and I'm with you, Pete, numbers don't mean shit. Now that we're in the playoffs, they played a bunch of mediocre to bottom of the end rotation lefties over the last month. I tracked 64 guys. They didn't play one motherfucking dude I would bet on. And I will bet on Jordan Montgomery. I think this guy goes 6 solid innings. I think he has a strikeout per inning. My question mark is Glass now. What the fuck is Glass now going to do? They put his props up high like he's going to ball out. And I get it. These Rangers are swing and miss. If we watched them over the last week in must-win games, guys versus guys like Castillo and stuff, they may have struck out 5 times in the first 2 innings, but then they got to him. And then they got to him hard, guys. And I think that's eventually going to happen with Texas. They're going to get to Glass now, just win. And it's just, does Cash pull them before they get to him? That's
Wow. Yeah. I mean, I know that how long you expect a guy to go is a huge factor in your strikeout props. And, it feels like the playoffs. But yeah, I guess if Montgomery is pitching well, he's going to go. He'll go 6, and if he's pitching well, and if he gets hit or struggles, then it doesn't really matter. Even the regular season, that one wouldn't have hit. Jordan Montgomery over 4.5 strikeouts at plus money. Wow, I'm kind of liking that one, but here you go. Mally Mal says Jordan Montgomery is a fade. Uh-oh.
Okay, that's one man's opinion. The guy
if you
who
think
just
that
went
Montgomery
back-to-backs, 7 innings, 6 innings versus a team that was stroking it versus lefties and the Seattle Mariners is a bum, you just lost some money fading Jordan Montgomery the last few weeks.
Right. Oh, he's been pitching great. North Ender says I'm with Pete, lean under. Stimmy OG says I'm under 7.5 in Texas. Now, if you think Montgomery's gonna get 4.5 strikeouts, that means he's gonna have a pretty good start and go kind of deep. That makes me think that the under is probably the way to go, because I love the Rays bullpen right now. If Glasnow is struggling a little bit, they'll probably have a short leash on him, right? They'll probably hook him early, right? I mean, I think he's probably going to be okay.
He's the only pitcher who doesn't have an outs prop, Pete.
Right.
So they don't know. They don't know what Cash is going to do here.
And we all know Kevin Cash has a history of pulling pitchers early.
Yes.
So he might not let him see 3 times through the lineup. Yeah, Glasnow's their stud, but he's a fucking great manager, bro. He's if he sees an advantage, he's gonna go to it.
All right, I'm gonna bet the under. This was great. Cap and the Capper is listening to what everyone has to say, and I'm gonna make it official. I'm just gonna use Pinnacle lines for myself in this show. Under 7.5 minus 107. I am gonna use the full game again because I like the bullpen, and maybe Glasnow will struggle a little bit, give up a few runs early, but then the under could still cash. So my official play on this one: under 7.5 minus 107. Sharpie likes Montgomery over 4.5 strikeouts. Pinnacle has plus 118 right now. If you're shopping around, you might be able to get a bit better than that. And Jose, you going to bet this game or no?
No, I like the Rangers, but I'm passing.
Okay, a lot of people in the comment section like him. Go ahead.
Seemed to me too they were backing Jordan Montgomery with Perez or Heaney. Like they're going back-to-back lefties in these last few games with Montgomery.
Right.
So they're not going to that bullpen. They know how bad that bullpen is.
Right, yeah, and you think that might happen again here?
I think they're going to piggyback again with another starter, like Montgomery to another starter to their closer.
Yeah. All right, well, I'm going to be on the under. Regis Austin likes the Rays money line. Definitely some disagreement here with the and here we go. Coin says Circa has Montgomery over 4.5 at plus 115. Glasnow outs at 16.5 is what people are saying. Wow, that's kind of a lot, right? I would think, because even if he's pitching well, maybe they'll jerk him after 5 innings. What do you think?
Third time through the lineup. That's third time through the lineup when you're at that part. So if they hit him once already, Cash won't let him see him again. So if he's already hummed them down twice, then yes, he's going to go. Cash is that manager who will not let him see the third time if they hit him one of those 2 times already.
Yeah. I might be leaning under on that one, but Rocco Rogers likes Glasnow over 16.5 outs, and if that does happen, that means he's pitching well. That means the under is good again. So yeah, I'm taking the under, and I'm feeling kind of okay about it. Gifted Cartel says Montgomery's been Texas' best pitcher down the stretch. Yeah, he's been absolutely lights out in his last 4 starts or so. All right, next game on the card, Toronto, Minnesota. Gausman against Lopez, another interesting one. It's supposed to be in the low 80s with a strong crosswind. So that's interesting there, like a 15-mile-an-hour crosswind, not blowing out or in. The lines are about even on both sides. Minnesota, a tiny favorite. Last I checked, total is 7.5 juice to the under. Minnesota, of course, returning from Colorado. Gausman and Lopez. Gausman closed the year, lights out 2 starts against the Yankees, but he wasn't lights out before that. And Gausman also historically has just not done that well in the playoffs or against Minnesota. His lifetime numbers in the playoffs, not that good. Against Minnesota, not that good either. Now, Lopez, of course, often lights out. Last 3 starts gave up some runs. Still got his strikeouts, though. His September strikeout numbers were awesome, even in the starts where he was giving up runs. So I'm not sure what I think about this one. Of course, Minnesota has a big edge in terms of the righty-lefty splits. Minnesota much better against righties, and Lopez should be able to hold down Toronto if he's on his game. If he's struggling for whatever reason, then of course all bets are off. But I think that at the current line, I would take a shot with Minnesota at least first half. half, if not first five, if not full game. I'm assuming that Sharpie's going to say that maybe he likes the Lopez strikeout prop over, because even through his struggles, his strikeout numbers were high. I'm liking Minnesota here. Jose Bouquet, you got anything on this one?
Yeah, I like the Twins.
Okay.
Like I said, I was pretty surprised at the price for the series. I thought that the books might give the Blue Jays some respect, but minus 125 for the series, and that was my first red flag of saying, wow, looks like the Twins might take a game or two in this series. And I was like, okay, yeah. So this game, again, I thought maybe because Gausman always gets lined at very high prices, and obviously is very good, but seeing him at an underdog here was pretty surprising. And then you just look at the line movement, and like BJ saying, it's moving towards the Twins here, and I was pretty surprised by that. 64% of the bets, 52% of the money on the Twins, so more bets on them, but bigger bets on the Blue Jays. I thought I would be on the Blue Jays here, but I'm backing my close personal friend Pablo Lopez, so Twins full game money line for me here. It's moved like BJ saying, so I have to take a shitty minus 118 at Bet Online when it was at a cheaper price when we started the show. So I like the Twins to get their first playoff win since I think before I was born. I don't remember exactly what year it was, but yeah.
Yeah, it definitely has moved, and I was thinking that the first five might be maybe even a little bit of a better bet, and the first five actually has moved even more than the full game. I would be taking the Twins, first five and full game here. What do you think? Sharpie is the big X factor here, of course, I think, is Lopez. It seems like his strikeouts are up no matter what his run suppression results are in any given game. But if you're going to bet Minnesota, you're going to need a decent start from Lopez. And you're going to need one of the lights out starts, not one of the 4-run starts. What do you think we're going to get here? What's your take on this one? Sharpie.
My take on this one is I'm kind of with you, but against you. My take is Pablo Lopez is my question mark. Kevin Gausman is not my question mark, guys. We got Kevin Gausman on an extra day's rest. Kevin Gausman this year has had 7 starts on extra days rest. He's allowed a total of 3 earned runs while striking out 79 batters in that time span. One of those games on extra rest was versus these Minnesota Twins this year, where he went out and fucking murked them. 5.1 innings, 4 hits, 1 earned run with 8 strikeouts. Yes, they hit him 15 days later, but I look at 15 days as a back-to-back, and I stay off of guys in back-to-backs. This team is the worst in baseball when it comes to whiffing and chasing. If Kevin Gausman's on, he kills these guys today. I'm on a strikeout 6.5 minus 122. And I think Kevin Gausman does what he's been doing. And on extra rest, he's shown up with 2 to 3 miles per hour on his velo, 96, 97 on his fastball instead of 93, 94. We get a stud on extra rest. I know what we get with Kevin Gausman. Pablo Lopez is the question mark. That's where I agree with you. I don't know what we get out of Pablo. I don't know what we get from these Jays bats. Like all of a sudden they're gonna fucking wake up. Like that doesn't work like that. I expect them to panic and start to panic, bro. As these innings go by, I expect these pitchers to do what they do. Pablo's got to avoid that 30 pitch inning, as he has that quite a bit, where he either gets popped or ends up just giving up 1 run, but he runs his pitch count to the moon. So I lean under full game right here, man. I think we get 2 pitchers that show up and shove, and if one goes 1, 2, 3, the next gets in line. This is a 2-hour baseball game.
Hell yeah. Wow. What a breakdown from Sharpie. Yeah, of course, you should shop around, get better lines, beat the moves and everything. But just to make it easy on me, I'm just going to quote the Pinnacle lines. Gausman right now over 6.5 strikeouts at minus 128. It doesn't concern you that Minnesota has significantly better numbers, against righties and lefties. And I'm just thinking out loud here. I'm just picking your brain, as they say.
I throw out the numbers, my guy. It's the playoffs, and I look at their whip and chase. That's what I want to look at, and They swing way too much out the zone, and they miss pitches way too much inside the zone. So I'm going to pick on them right here in a spot where you got to throw out the numbers, and I'll look at their analytical numbers that show me that they'll swing at everything.
Yeah. Wow.
And this is a spot where you swing at more because it's the playoffs.
Sanderson P saying Sharpie spraying, straight truth fire. I agree with that. Sharpie spraying fire like it's jizz all over the live show. Yeah, that's why he's on here. I think that might be the best bet. I think I'm going to tail it because if whether Lopez is on his game or not doesn't affect Gausman's strikeout situation. And Sharpie, if you don't know what to expect from Lopez, then I don't think anyone knows what to expect from Lopez. It is the big X factor here, isn't it? I would say there's high volatility here though, so I would try to if you were going to bet a side or a total, especially a side, try to take a dog line. If I was going to take Toronto, I would take a -1 or -1.5, and the same thing with Minnesota, maybe factoring in high volatility for Lopez. But the Gausman strikeout prop over, I think, is the best way to go here. Jose Bouquet, are you going to tail that? Is there any reason we should do anything else with this game?
I mean, I didn't bet first five specifically because I agreed with Sharpie that I thought Gausman might just tear it up here, but the Blue Jays bullpen is the thing that I'm hoping falls apart for them. I like Jordan Hicks, but I think Jordan Romano is bad, so we'll see how that ends up going. But yeah, I'm on the Twins, and I do expect Gausman to pitch well. So I do agree with Sharpie. I mean, I don't bet K props very often, but if I'm betting anyone's K props, it's going to be Sharpie's. So
if we look at his last 3 games right now on extra rest, 8 innings, 1 earned run, 10 strikeouts, 6 innings, 0 earned runs, 10 strikeouts. Then it was a back-to-back with the same team. So if he gets a lot of strikeouts, you go under the next time. He still went fucking 7 innings on extra rest, 0 earned runs. Like, I've just learned to back Gausman on extra rest, and they've been doing that a lot lately.
Yeah. They mentioned on the podcast too. They talk about it.
I'm definitely going to be off of Minnesota.
That's where I found it, bro. I found it watching a game, made the note, like, bet this fucker on extra rest.
Yeah. I mean, going back from day one, pitchers, how they respond to long rest or short rest is a huge factor when you're breaking this stuff down. All right, I think I might be off of Minnesota now for sure. All right, next game on the card: Arizona and Milwaukee fought against Corbin Burns. Another interesting one, high volatility with Corbin Burns. His overall numbers are excellent, including his peripherals. But, when he's not lights out, he does give up 5. High volatility associated with Burns. And Brandon Pfaadt, mixed results. He definitely has improved this year. In the beginning of the season, he was not doing so great. And then when they brought him back up, his numbers were significantly improving. Still had his clunkers, but was mixing in a lot more quality starts and excellent starts. Now Arizona is a huge underdog here. I would give a big bullpen edge, though, to Milwaukee in this spot. So that's something you have to consider when looking at this line. Milwaukee has a massive favorite, and the total is 8. Man, this is the one I really don't know what to make of this one. I guess the big question is Pfaadt going to come in here and be lights out and match Burns, goose egg for goose egg. If that happens, then you got to like the under, and in some way, Arizona as a huge dog. I mean, Arizona is a team that can manufacture wins, right? In this new era of baseball, they're great on the base paths, get a lot of stolen bases and manufactured runs that way. So a team like that as a big underdog with a starter who could be just as lights out as the opponent, very, very tempting. This is a huge line. Jose Bouquet, what do you think? It's going to be a pass for you as of now?
I think this is actually my upset pick of the round or whatever we want to call it. I think the Diamondbacks win this series, but I think they lose this first game and then they'll win the next 2 games. So now it's obviously easy to say because they've got Pfaadt today, who we've talked about plenty of times. So we think next year is probably going to be a good guy to back. This year he kind of struggled at points. He got called back up at the end of the year and, pitched pretty well. So I can see why he's getting this opportunity. But I just can't trust a rookie or whatever making his first start in the playoffs. Like, there's only a special amount of guys that can come up in the playoffs as a rookie and do well. Shout out to Shane McClanahan, who literally debuted in the playoffs. But I trust Corbin Burns. I think this is a low scoring game here, but shockingly enough, market-wise, 51% of the bets, 60% of the money on the over in this game. I think this is also a low-scoring game. 80% of the bets and 61% of the money on the Brewers here. I'm hoping that the Diamondbacks lose this first game. They use this first game as like, wow, we're in the playoffs. And then the next 2 games, the offense comes through for them. So hopefully after that 1-0 Brewers lead, you can get a good series price on the Diamondbacks. But I expect the Brewers to win. I have nothing here for me betting wise, but I do hope that the Brewers win this game.
Well, Milwaukee, looking at the comment section here, Tori Coker, Milwaukee -1.5. Nate, and right below him, Nate Dogg likes Arizona money line. Billy Friedrich going out on a limb saying Diamondbacks win the series. Justin McElvey likes the D-backs +148. I'm looking at this. I'm thinking, if Fott is okay, maybe his strikeout number is a little bit low. 4.5, I think, is what I was seeing. I'm thinking if they're running him out there, he's probably going to be okay. Not that Arizona is necessarily going to be a good bet at the big line, but I think Fott's going to probably have a decent game and at the very least have a bunch of strikeouts. What do you think, Sharpie, before I hear what you have to say? Fott over 4.5 strikeouts? What do you think?
You're going to get the first time me and you are capping together, and you're going to find out I don't bet on everybody, bro. I only bet on 64 guys, and that's one of the 8 guys today. That's why I was like, this is a day for me to come on, bro. These are 7 of my 8 guys are going. So I'm one of the few guys that don't look to capitalize in every spot throughout the year. I stick to my guys. I look to back them or fade them. And it's paid me well. As when I try to fade guys, it's never really worked for me. Pineda fucking raped me for like a year straight when I tried to fade him. So I've just learned throughout the years that I don't look to fade my guys unless I see they struggle in those spots. So I don't know what Brandon, whatever the hell his name is going to be today, guys. So what he's going to do. Now, I do know what this team has become. And since the trade deadline, they've become one of the hardest teams to strike out. They've got Mark Canha on their team now. They've got Santana. They got guys who take pitches, who run up the count, and who are very good at not missing pitches in the zone, and they don't chase. So they've become a team who doesn't strike out, where at the first half of the year, they were very pick-onable. So don't know about his K prop there. What I do know is my best bet today is Corbin Burns over 16.5 outs. This was a joke. Now, if you know me, I bet a lot more outs in the playoffs than I do K props as they lower their outs. And this is where you get the bet on coaching. I love me some Craig Counsell. I love this bet before they said Brandon Woodruff wouldn't be pitching in the playoffs. Now I love it even more. They need this guy to go deep. Freddie Peralta is not the guy to go deep. He would go 6 at most because that guy just throws way too many freaking pitches per at bat. This guy doesn't. Now, one thing that I talk about all the time, guys, is listening to the radio, guys. And I had the radio on the other day when the Diamondbacks clinched by losing to the Astros. I had a bet in that game. The game was over, and the Arizona people were just talking and talking and talking. And they talked about how the oh-so-patient Diamondbacks over the last week when they needed to win, all that went out the window. Like we said at the beginning of the show, numbers don't mean shit when you got to win. And these guys were swinging at everything, making Jose Urquidy look good, Luke Weaver look good. All Luke Weaver and Urquidy both went 6, okay? Nah, guys. Corbin Burns is going 6 to 8 innings, handing it off to the bullpen. And, easiest bet of the day was Corbin Burns outs over 16.5.
So you like Burns outs over, but not his strikeout props over?
I like to buckle in and think and not think, take a calculated guess of what hits first. And
right.
That's the way I'll go. I don't like to double up in a game unless it correlates. My book won't let me parlay them together, where some books you can't take the outs with the strikeouts, where that don't correlate with me. Can he get the strikeouts? The numbers say no, but over the last week, they looked bad, guys. They got into the playoffs by losing. All right. They didn't win. They lost.
Yeah, they look truly horrific at the end of the last week or so, like Sharpie's saying. So I agree with that 100%.
Bro, I didn't know that until their announcers said that. Their announcers just said how bad they were swinging at everything. They couldn't hit nothing. How they were so I knew they were patient. I knew you don't run K props versus this team.
Yeah. Again, you can shop around and get much better lines. I'm just going to quote the current Pinnacle line, which is Burns over 16.5 outs at -125. That's the current line at Pinnacle. Yeah, and just looking over Burns's. I mean it makes sense because Woodruff is out, right? So they're presumably out. But it's just. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Woodruff is gone.
Milwaukee, though, has I would rate them as top three bullpen right now, maybe number one in all of baseball. So I think they do have the arms to give some innings if they need it. But you think that they're more likely not gonna just send Burns out there and give him a full start if he's pitching well, which he probably will. Yeah, that's a great. Go ahead.
I think Counsell lets him go. He understands that he needs someone to go deep to make that third game, or even to go early on Peralta if they have to.
Yeah.
If they can save their pin today, he will.
I'm going to tail that as well. Sharp A. I'm going to tail that. Let's see comments coming in. Let's see. Mally Mal says, I'll never bet an Arizona pitcher in this spot. Gifted Cartel likes the Brewers and the over 7.5. Mally Mal sold me on Brewers first 5. I might tail that as well. What do you probably think that Brewers first 5? Oh no, but it's going to be a huge line though. That's the big problem. And if Fott, is on his game, then you've got a big favorite line that's in jeopardy. But Mally Mal says he's sold on Brewers first 5. And man, I think that, and here you go, Gifford Cartel predicting that Fott is going to get smashed. All right. I'm going to tail a Sharpie on that one. Now let's go to Miami and Philadelphia, another interesting game that I think I have an opinion on, but I will change it on a dime if Sharpie makes a good argument against it. Miami and Philadelphia. Philadelphia, of course, is a relatively big favorite here. I'm seeing 155 or so. Last I looked, it might have moved. Luzardo, high volatility recently. Wheeler, I think, is a stud, although his results haven't quite matched up with what his peripherals say they should be. But Miami offensively, I still think is pretty unimpressive. Arias is still injured, I think. And I'm expecting a pretty good start from Wheeler. Luzardo, not exactly sure what to expect from him, but kind of high volatility. I think he might struggle. And I would be leaning here Philly, even at the high line. And I guess maybe a shot with the under, maybe a shot with the Miami team total under. And, before I hear what Sharpie has to say, maybe the Wheeler strikeout prop over. But even as a big favorite, I'd be leaning Philly. Jose Bouquet, what's your take on this game?
Yeah, I think this is my favorite bet of the day, shockingly enough. I like the Marlins here. I like Marlins first 5. Yeah, I honestly, if I had a bigger ball sack on me and Perez and Sandy were just even a little healthy, I would have picked the Marlins to win this series, to be honest. I think there's going to be a whole heap of pressure on the Phillies here at home. And the first sign of weakness from the Phillies, I think there will be a little anxiety that goes through the crowd here. And Jesus Luzardo is very, very good. The Marlins have pitching depth for days. That's why they're in this position. I don't even know who they're pitching game to. I assumed, I guess, it's Braxton Garrett. But that's the main issue with the Marlins. They've got Jesus Luzardo, who I think can shove here. And then the rest of the pitchers are kind of fucked because, again, they lost their 2 big dogs. But I like them first 5 here. Now, I guess by saying first 5, I expect the Phillies to come back and win here. But Wheeler, I think, can be susceptible here, especially against the Marlins team that's seen him plenty of times. He was on the Mets before the Phillies, so they've just seen him. He's gone 3 times against the Marlins this year at Miami on August 2nd. 6 innings, 5 hits, 2 earned runs, 2 home runs there. Another one, 6 innings, 7 hits, 3 earned runs on a home run, 6 innings, 3 hits, 1 earned run on his 3rd start of the season. So it's not like he's pitching poorly against the Marlins. I don't expect him to pitch poorly, really, but I expect Jesus to pitch well here. By the way, home road splits for Zach Wheeler, a 4.13 home ERA compared to a 3.16 on the road. So that makes me feel a little better as well. So I think I'm actually going to double up here, Pete, and try to play God, as our friend Jimmy would say. So I'm going to move on first 5 under 4, which I have to check the price. I wrote the price for last night. I guess last night it was minus 115. So we'll see where it is now. And Miami first 5 money line at plus 135 here. Thinking a low scoring. Hopefully the Marlins scratch across a run here and Jesus can do his thing. Pitched in big games before in the WBC. I'll count that as a big game, even though he pitched against a shitty opponent. And shockingly enough, the Marlins have some guys that have some pretty good numbers off Wheeler. Like, of all people, Josh Bell, 278 batting average, 3 home runs against them. Pretty shocking there. Like Joey Wendell's hitting 300 almost against him in 17 at-bats. Larissa Rice, who Obviously, the question mark. They don't have confirmed lineups here. I'll be very interested to see if he goes. I think he will go. Sprained ankle, we'll see. But I think he goes. And I think the Marlins can pull out a first 5 victory here. Now, again, maybe I'm safe. I'm not betting them full game here. But I like the Marlins here to be that young, dumb team that just doesn't give a fuck. They're in, and now they can just kind of play a little bit loose. So Marlins first 5 for me and a first 5 under.
Very interesting stuff. We do have some new information. First of all, the line has moved a bit in Miami's favor since a few hours ago. Philly was up in the minus 150s a while ago, and now they're down into the minus 140s, minus 142 at Pinnacle. But we do have the pimp slap play of the day, and it is the Philadelphia Phillies, and also the spreadsheet play of the day from Ron Crawford. Phillies. Wow. Spreadsheet play of the day and pimp slap play of the day, both on the Phillies. 10-cent line move recently towards the Marlins. Jose Bouquet liking the Marlins, expecting Luzardo to be good and maybe Wheeler to be a little vulnerable. I was thinking that Wheeler might step up here. He's kind of a power pitcher, which gives Miami problems. I was also leaning under myself. That was a bet that I'm probably going to pull the trigger on unless I get talked off of it by Sharpie. Sharpie, Phillies Marlins, Luzardo Wheeler. What do you think?
I know I was unmuted real quick, but you made me go search and check my books 10 times, Jose. He's only played them twice this year. He hasn't seen them since July 9th.
Yeah.
And I thought you said 3 times, and you said in August. And I'm like, where's this August game? He murdered them, guys.
We're talking Wheeler?
Oh, you're talking Wheeler. I thought you said Luzardo faced them 3 times.
Yeah, Wheeler. Sorry.
Okay. No, all good. Luzardo's seen this team 2 times. And he's seen them when they had elite power numbers, guys. They were freaking smashing the ball with a 220 ISO back on July 9th. They were running every lefty out the fucking building. He just went out there and went 6.1 innings, gave up, 2 runs, and had 9 punch-outs. Now, we like to say throw away the numbers, and I get it. There's bigger freaking pressure situations. Luzardo has great strikeout numbers versus this team. And at first, I thought I was just going to throw this game away because I was really looking for Wheeler to win this game so I could back Nola's outs tomorrow. But there'll be a quick hook on Nola if they don't win this game. So you kind of need one to go for the other. As if you watch my shows, guys, you see me talk about Phillies and Houston Astros. They soak their infield more than anybody else, guys. And what that does, it allows ground balls. So when you get a ground ball pitcher, you get easy double plays. You get 107 miles per hour off the bat, slowed down to 99. And they tend to get out of trouble more often than not in those situations. Wheeler and Luzardo are both 3% under the league average of ground ball rate, guys. So I don't want to fuck around and find out in that Philly ballpark. When we look at his 2 starts, he gave up 3 runs in Philly. His best start was at home. And I get it. That's a pitcher's ballpark. It's a dream to pitch in, guys. So over the last month, these Phillies teams are striking out at a 30% clip to lefties, and they're crushing lefties. Luzardo's already seen this team when they're crushing them, went out there and shoved. So I've got to expect a quality start. Now, if he gets hit early is the fucking problem. When does those couple runs come? Because I've never seen this coach. I've learned not to trust this coach. He's done nothing but lie, everything out of his mouth that I've been able to bet. I've learned to not trust. Hey, you gotta fucking learn, bro. When you say, hey, there's no limits on my guy, and they pull him in 4 innings, you fucking say, fuck you, I'll never trust you again. So, I mean, I just don't trust the Marlins coach. We get into talking about, coaching at the end of the day. I'm not a big Phillies coach either, but at the end of the day, I think they have the better bullpen. I think that Miami's bullpen's been taxed. They've been using every which piece just to try to win a game, and they haven't been. And it took them until the very last day or the day before, guys, and it took another 6-7 innings from their bullpen to get there. So at the end of the day, it's hard for me to take Miami full game. If I was going to take Miami, I'm going to go first 5 right here. And Wheeler's the question mark. And if Arias ain't in this lineup, it's Wheeler shoving. Like, come on. They need Luis Arias, and if he's not there, then it just may be an under spot. I'd probably go first 5 or first 7 because I want to back the pitchers. I really don't want to fuck with Miami's bullpen.
And also the ump, we do look at everything here, and the ump is that guy Stu Scheuerwater, who tends to be a strong undertrender, relatively not as strong as Eddings, who I believe is supposed to be the ump for game 2, but he still has a solid undertrend in his career, long term. So that's another thing that I think I like the under as well, and the first 5 under. But you don't like any strikeout props here, Sharpie?
If I was, it'd be Luzardo. I'll run more lineups and look at it a little more, but I mean, man, it says to take Luzardo over. It does say that. They're striking out at a crazy clip. His past history versus them is great when it comes to striking them out. I would have to go Luzardo over if I bet anyone's in that one.
And Wheeler, you think you don't think he's got a strong game on tap here against the Marlins, who kind of struggle against power pitches like him?
The strong game is there, just are the strikeouts there. And when Arias is in the lineup, they tend to take after him. Josh Bell already has those type of numbers. So when you have a lot of guys who don't whiff, who make contact when they chase, they put the ball in play a lot. You can go 6-7 innings, but he's not a ground ball pitcher. So if they're making contact, what the fuck is happening here? And I like to back Phillies pitchers at home. I talked about it since 5-6 years ago. I learned from Oral Hershiser about the candy cane. Make fun of me all you want. It's made me so much money, guys. And what color's the baseball, Pete?
White.
With red seams, right?
Yep.
Okay, what color's the Phillies home jerseys?
Green. Red. I don't remember. I haven't seen it in a while.
It's white. It's white with red stripes. So to pick up the spin of the baseball is a lot harder, is what I'm getting at. And I picked it up from Oral Hershiser. You're looking for a circle that spins that tells you a breaking ball is a professional hitter. It's a lot harder to pick up when the baseball's red and white and your jersey's red and white. So it does favor these pitchers when they wear their uniforms at home. So that's just something to take in on K-props I've learned.
What a breakdown from Sharpie. Oral Leonard Hershiser III is his full name, actually. I don't know if you're aware of that. I'll tell you what, it might lose, but that's where I was leaning anyway, and I'm going to a bet size appropriately, of course. I'm going to take Miami Philly first 5 under, 4 -114 current line at Pinnacle officially, and I'm going to go for the full game as well. Full game under 7.5 -112. Of course, bet sizing appropriately, but I'm going to do both of those. And as far as the side is concerned, we've got the pimp slap play of the day and the spreadsheet play of the day on one side. On the other side, Jose Bouquet. What to do? What to do? No, I'm not going to make official play there, but I think we all know which way I would be leaning here. Or do we? No. Wait, on the other side, we have Jose Bouquet and recent market movement. A clear 10-cent recent move in favor of Miami. Was that a head fake? Possibly, but we'll see. Let's glance at the comments section and see what people have to say here. Let's see. Yeah, there you go. The real American likes the Burns outs over prop. Man, Sharpie, thanks for that. I'm going to tail that. That seems like a very, very strong bet. I'm going to tail the hell out of that. Let's see. Comments coming in.
By the way,
Jesus
Luzardo in his 2 starts against the Phillies this year did not give up a run in the first 5 innings of his start. So that's makes me feel nice about that.
Ooh, I like that. Sneaky.
Yeah.
Very nice.
And I would also be leaning probably even more. Yeah, the first 3 is probably a play that I'm certainly gonna be on that. Bet sizing appropriately, of course. Here we go. Tone Miggins, Phillies all day. Got them big today. Thanks to the money line move. Tone Miggins liking Philly. A lot of people liking Philly here. Mally Mal, 5 units on the Philly money line. Wow. Cover Kings likes the Wheeler under 6.5 strikeouts prop. And Remo says, if the Marlins win, I won't trash talk Bouquet for a week. I'll even be nice to him if the Marlins win. Wow. Okay. I think we got it. So again, go ahead, Jose.
No, that was big. I'm excited for that.
So once again, to review the official plays here, I'm taking Texas Toronto under 7.5 minus 107. Miami Philly first 5 under and the full game under. The first 5 is 4 minus 114. The full game is 7.5 minus 112, and I'll probably throw on the first 3 under as well if I can get 2.5 at a decent price. I'll probably almost certainly be on the first 3. Sharpie once again recommending Montgomery over 4.5 strikeouts at plus money right now, plus 118 at Pinnacle. I'm going to tail that. Gossman over 6.5 strikeouts right now. Pinnacle minus 128. I'm going to tail that. Get the best line I can. And Burns over 16.5 outs. Right now the Pinnacle line is minus 125. And I'm going to tail that. I think that at least 2 of them will win, if not 3. Jose Bouquet, what are your official plays so far?
Minnesota money line minus 118. I'm on Miami first 5 plus 125 and the first 5 under 4 minus 115. And I'm hopping on the Burns train as well with you guys. So it's going to be nice.
And once again, Pimp Slap play of the day on the spreadsheet play of the day on Philly, as well as Tone Miggins and Mally Mal and a bunch of other guys on Miami. Jose Bouquet. Jose Bouquet, great show. Sharpie, thanks so much for joining us. Jose, what's going on for the rest of the day and the week that we should be aware of at Pub Sports Radio?
Well, now that the baseball isn't happening every day, it's a kind of lighter schedule here. It's very weird. But we've got, of course, we've got Jimmy's show tonight with Troy. They've been killing the NFL bankroll blitz. Catch the cutouts of those. And I'm going to be cutting this up as well into individual games as well to see if we have enough turnaround to make these videos pop off a bit. So we appreciate everyone watching these videos, whether they're cut out individually or not, or watching live here. All you guys, we appreciate it. But of course, yeah, Troy tonight, betting with the bag this week, and no Jimmy for half the week because it's his birthday tomorrow. So heads up to that, everyone.
Okay, I will send him a birthday video and maybe a pic, although I freaking gave a fucking Nutflesh Allen's daughter the fucking Giants for her fucking birthday, so I'm like traumatized right now. At some point, this trauma might wear off, although maybe I'll just like take a Valium and then make the video or something. But that was fucking traumatic. Giving a 14-year-old girl the Giants as a birthday pic? Unfriggin' real. Sharpie, what are you going to do now that baseball is the regular season's over? What do you have going on? Everyone fucking follow Sharpie on Twitter.
Lots of yard work that I haven't done for 6 months, catch up on the house and shit. But appreciate everybody tuning in. 200 live, guys. How come we don't have 200 likes? I know they don't ask for it, but do us a favor. Smash that like button. They're here every Tuesday, every freaking day on Pub Sports Radio, guys. So let's have us a day. May the baseball gods bless us.
I mean, it's possible that the reason that they're not smashing the like button is they just don't like the show. I mean, that's always something you need to consider.
A lot of people need to be reminded, unfortunately.
They do need to be reminded.
It sucks that you just got to remind them. It just sucks. You should hit it automatically because you're a legend. It should be double click for a legend.
Hell yeah. Sharpie, what a great what a great honor. I didn't even know you were going to be on the show until 5 minutes before we started. Thanks so much for jumping on. Thanks so much to everyone in the comments section. Jose Bouquet, thanks so much. We'll see you all next Tuesday, baby.